Hello.
Hi everyone. I was about to say like again GM, but I think it's too late for that. But maybe we can say like Happy New Year. Hope everyone arrived well in 2025. I
Happy
think
New
it's
Year.
Happy New Year. I think it's gonna be an exciting year for Ingrid Dynamite's Lab, for Craft World, for the community. So yeah, really cool to be hosting the first AMA of the year and fill you in on everything that's been going on over kind of the last month and so on. So as always, we will be starting with the kind of game update part of the AMA. And also, as always, feel free to leave questions or comments or just react on anything that we may be kind of sharing with you either on Discord or in the chat. Try our best to kind of keep an eye out for your input. All right, so let's take a look, especially maybe for those who haven't recently been playing the game. I know, everyone's pretty busy when it comes to the Christmas days and so on, so you might have missed some stuff going on in Craft World. So first of all, the game is now available in German. I know this may not be of interest to all of you, but certainly for our German-speaking community. So via the settings menu, you'll easily be able to switch. And there's also a good chance we might kind of expand the available languages in the future. So I don't know if you want to strongly advocate for your language being represented, let us know. So over time, we're planning to roll out more and more localizations. All right, then we had Dino Claus coming to town just before Christmas with our big Christmas event. And I know many of you are always a little bit sad when the event ends and they kind of lose access to all the cool visuals and so on. And also thanks for kind of sharing your enthusiasm regarding the art over Discord. We made sure to kind of forward that to our art team. We're always very, very happy to hear that. So we can take kind of a nostalgic look back at the Christmas event, lots of unique resources that you were able to craft. And this event was also for us like a little bit kind of special. It included some new experiments because it was kind of the first biggest seasonal event where we didn't, like for the last event, right, we worked with kind of the Mochi team on a big partnership event. So this time there was no partner project involved, but at the same time we still wanted to kind of experiment with monetization options. So we introduced our very first in-app purchase. So you were actually able to buy a chest of ice to give you kind of a kickstart in the event. And this was an important milestone, I would say, for us as a company, because, in order to be able to grow the game and the community in the future and kind of invest our revenue back into spreading the word about Craft World and growing our player base, it's important that we have kind of a live ops system, so regular events that are both fun for the community, but that we can also kind of monetize in a way that allows us to really grow the game and the community over time. And definitely the first offer that we introduced here, the Chest of Ice bundle, was kind of a great first success, and kind of next to the rewarded video monetization that we already have in place, and really kind of, I think, provides a solid base for us to also make some revenue with these kind of events in the future. And at the same time, from the feedback that I've seen in the community, felt like we were able to kind of strike a good balance between, being able to spend if you want to kind of get that kickstart, but you were also saying like over the course of the event, the kind of benefit that you get from buying this offer is kind of diminishing a little bit, so it didn't feel kind of too game breaking or too unfair in terms of competing in the event. And it was very good to hear that we kind of managed to strike a good balance. As always, we're so very open for feedback regarding this, and we'll probably kind of refine it further, experiment further, and make sure we keep events fun for you as well. There was one other, or actually, let's first take a look at the beautiful masterpiece art. Again, like a little bit of a nostalgic throwback moment. And then there was one part that was new about this event. So as you remember, we recently introduced the pools feature in the game that actually allows players to provide liquidity to kind of fuel the exchange. When in the past, we as a company were always the ones to provide that liquidity. We want to make sure we make the kind of resource economy of the game more and more player driven. So this was a big next step in achieving that, allowing you to provide liquidity for the exchange. And now for the first time, this was also possible for the event tokens. And actually the liquidity we provided as a company was pretty small compared to the past events. And we were able to learn that this worked out quite well. So there was actually like immense volumes of liquidity provided by the community, which is exactly what we wanted to see. And it also resulted in much more efficient price discovery and more stable prices throughout the event. So just as a comparison, here on the left side, we have kind of a graph of a resource price over time. This is for the mitten resource of the Christmas event. And as you can see, it's relatively stable. Of course, it started out high, then kind of dropped. And then for the first kind of days of the event, remained relatively stable, ultimately then dropping when the event resources kind of became not as relevant anymore since the event was close to be finished. So relatively stable throughout the event. And then as a comparison from one of the past events where we didn't have the pools feature yet, we have the price of the sushi resource, which is kind of in the crafting tree, the equivalent of the mitten resource, but for the Mochiland event. And we see that actually there were much more fluctuations still for the sushi prices and so on. So the liquidity provided by the community actually really helped support more stable prices throughout the event. And yeah, as I said, better price discovery. All right, so that was some insights regarding the new pools feature and how that played out during the event. One more thing to note is that also the trading volume throughout the event was very, very big. Actually, kind of compared to past events, like for example, the Witch event, it was even accounting for the amount of players and so on, close to like 2 times as high. And here we actually see in this graph, let me try to zoom out a little bit so you can see the full one. So you see on the x-axis kind of the different days of the event, and then on the y-axis, the total amount of Dinocoin traded into the pool to kind of purchase these resources, and the different colors represent different resources. So I think it's brown starting with ice, and then it kind of goes further in the crafting tree. So especially days 1 and 4, like saw very high volumes in terms of you kind of spending Dinocoin to purchase event resources. And again, the overall trading volume was larger than, for example, past events like the Witch event. So overall, it's good to see that the community is really adopting like all of these economy-based features around trading, around pools, because we believe that's actually like one of the unique selling points of our game. And we're really trying to innovate also using blockchain technologies for cool new features. So it's great to see that you're using them passionately. All right, maybe at this point I want to check if we have any comments or questions so far. Agnes, did you spot anything?
So far, so good. I haven't seen any questions yet.
Then moving on. One more topic that we've recently reworked is the transfer feature. And you know, the transfer feature has been in the game for quite some time, but some of you may have maybe tried using it in the past, might have run into issues, like it wasn't really functional for all players in all cases, depending on whether you had your own wallet connected and so on. So we decided to fully rework the feature to make it hopefully like more understandable and really make it stable and functional in all cases, no matter how you kind of log in, no matter how your account is set up. So if you were to try it out, this basically allows you to transfer resources out of the game. So you can have them as tokens in your wallet. You can, in theory, send them to your friends who can then, if they want to kind of bring them back into the game. So you will really be able to have kind of full ownership over your resources in the form of tokens on the blockchain. All right, then this is not a super interesting, sexy feature, but I still think it's worth mentioning. So some of you who've been playing a lot over the last months, I think you may have run into this kind of error message several times, action failed. And this is something where our engineers recently were really hard at work. So on the right side, so you see kind of original footage from our Dino developers, like working hard to resolve these bugs. And we were really able to make some general kind of architectural changes to the game that should hopefully prevent these type of issues from happening. So please still let us know if you run into cases where they still happen like frequently, but hopefully you'll be able to see that they occur much less often now. So I hope this overall makes the experience of playing much smoother now. All right, then we're going over to the next section. So we just covered everything that has recently been done and added to the game. Let's see what we are cooking up right now, and that will kind of be added to the game shortly. So we are currently working on a new in-app purchase that will allow you to kind of make a one-time purchase. So this is not about a subscription or anything. The price is not final, so please ignore that for now. So you'll be able to spend once and then be able to kind of play the game without having to watch ads in the future, while still getting all the benefits of watching ads. So what this means is you will be able to tap the button to boost kind of a certain, like your Earth lane, for example, to make it run at double speed. You tap that button, but you don't actually have to watch an ad, like it immediately activates the boost. And the same would happen if you want to watch like an ad to recharge battery. You can just tap the button, you get your 25 battery immediately. Same for skipping research. And I think what would be great about this offer is basically it allows people who are usually playing in the browser to also get all the benefits of kind of the currently like only available boosts on mobile, because you'll be able to purchase this offer like once on mobile and then in the future kind of play in the browser and still be able to get kind of all the bonuses and boosts. There's one kind of prerequisite that we'll have to take care of to kind of make this work and fair for everyone. So we're planning to introduce for all players, so no matter if you have this offer or not, a limitation on how many times within 24 hours you can actually use, you can watch certain ads or boost certain things, to not make it unfair. So for example, we'll limit the amount of times you can skip research time and how many times you can get more battery per day. Again, for all users, and it will be rather like a high limit, but still a limit being in place. Because if we didn't do this, someone who kind of purchases this offer, they would be able to write for an event, for example, immediately just via 20 tabs or something, kind of research the whole event island, and that would also maybe take the fun out of it and be a little bit too overpowered. So we're kind of introducing this restriction for all players. Hope that makes sense. If you have any more questions regarding this, please let me know at any time. All right, then I think I already covered it during the last AMA briefly, where we said like, hey, we're introducing the first helper screen. I think it was it about the vault feature, or some feature where we definitely get like a lot of questions from the community, and we're actually like really expanding this right now. Like we have, I think it's more, or maybe almost like 8 of these screens for all the main features. You can access them via a simple like kind of question mark button that you find in each feature screen, and it should kind of give players again always 3 simple steps, some general idea, what is the feature about, how can I use it, and so on. And I think this will hopefully also reduce the amount of questions we get over Discord regarding how does the vault work, what is the pools feature, and so on. Because now in the game there will be some high-level tutorial regarding any main feature as well. Also, they come with a very cute animated dino, so worth checking out. All right, then let's take a look at the more like not super immediate topics, but what you can kind of expect over the next months, I would say. So as we briefly covered during, let me zoom in real quick, during the last AMA, we decided to focus on building up a questing system. I think this is going to be super important to kind of have in place before we actually do launch on mainnet. So this will be about you being able to earn points by completing certain quests, both inside and outside of the game. So inside could be something like, I don't know, reach a certain level or get a certain badge in a masterpiece. And outside of the game could be something like you actually following us on X or you inviting friends and so on. And then you'll be able to use those points to qualify for airdrops of mainnet dino coins. So I think that's the gist of it. Of course, there'll be a lot more fleshing out of this, but that's the high-level idea of the quest system. And then we've said we want to kind of go back to some of the Era 3 topics that includes kind of the next steps for land plots. We know that there's, I think, still some issues with the current flexible land plots. So you might be rethinking this a little bit. Then, of course, introduce ways for you to earn more land plots. And we also want to make sure that the land plots are kind of really shown on the world map, and that you're able to, like, on the world map, like in the future, strategically kind of unlock more land plots to expand your crafting empire. And then we're also thinking of introducing chests containing rare tools that you will need to kind of over time obtain, so you can upgrade factories beyond certain thresholds. And also thinking to, as part of this, probably raise the maximum player level. I know that several of you have already reached it, and I think you're always a little bit confused why it's 277 to be precise. Yeah, so this is about kind of providing more long-term content, and yeah, also kind of expanding the player level and allowing you to collect these new type of items to kind of take your factories to the next level. All right, and then there's one more topic. I won't say so much about it, but I think it's the one that maybe the team is most excited about right now. So, you know, who knows? Maybe the dinos might be planning a voyage to the stars. But what this means is, I guess we'll have to maybe uncover this over the next coming AMAs, maybe bit by bit, or who knows, maybe it'll be a big bang announcement one day. I think we'll need more patience to figure out what's going on there with the dino voyage to the stars. Okay, I think that would be it from my side. So again, maybe a good chance to check if I missed any questions.
So far, I haven't spotted any.
I'm also taking a brief look, but okay, maybe Agnes, you can take over, and then we can always check at the end, like if there were still any questions coming up for the game update.
Yeah, okay, sure. So yeah, welcome everyone as well from my side to the community update. So as well from the community side, we were very focused on the Christmas event, and I still want to highlight some peaks of what we have done. But before I dive in, I want to show you guys the prize of the third masterpiece. So the win from the Christmas event, the winner was Confectine. And here you see his dino, and it's not only a Michelin star sous chef shark, who probably is moonlighting some barbecue pitmasters, but as well this dino is actually producing 8 water per hour consistently every day. And these are mainnet water tokens. Each water dino produces water dino tokens, and each fire dino produces mainnet fire dino tokens. And you obviously know that you can use these tokens in the game. They are mainnet tokens, so they're gonna, at the moment, be mirrored into the game. So a lot of people ask, how can I get my waterfall flowing, or the volcano? So that's the perfect way. So I didn't want to hold this back from you. And obviously this is as well a very beautiful dino. So shout out again to Confectin for winning it and winning the third masterpiece. And we have many more raffles or chances for you to win a dino. Obviously you can get them as well on all the common marketplaces. If you have any further questions, head over to Discord and ask us, or obviously use this time frame now and ask your questions live. But now let's take actually a deeper dive. So what happened else on the community side? We had, apart from the in-game event as well, a Dino Christmas challenge. So we asked everyone to actually write some Dino Christmas greetings on X, and the most creative one has won a mainnet fire tokens, which then again can be used especially for the monthly water dino tickets. So probably most of you know, once a month we have the Water Dino raffle. This is your chance to actually win a Water Dino NFT. And all you need to do is own some mainnet fire and mainnet water tokens. So every month we switch. Right now we have still 62 tickets left. So in total, there are always only 150 tickets. So your chances to win a dino are pretty high, especially since per wallet you can actually buy 10 tickets. So you can make the calculation by yourself. I can really recommend to head over. And just to keep everything fair, if you don't own a dino, we still wanted to give you the chance to actually participate. So that's why we have raffles where you can actually win mainnet fire tokens, which then again you can use for the monthly water dino raffles. So the Christmas challenge was one. But we have as well the poker special tournament, which is then my next topic already, or the poker tournaments in general. They're always taking place each Sunday at 7 p.m. CET. And this time, or the last few weeks, we had actually even two poker specials. One was the Christmas special and the other one was the Happy New Year special. And we always play it with a twist. So Monkey or Mod is supervising them, and there are always like some special events. For example, for the Christmas special, we came up with the Elf Workshop rebuy. So yeah, you could like rebuy again, which is normally not possible, or you can as well like re-enter the game with the rebuy, or we had like some special blinds. Normally they're always in a calculated way, but obviously when Santa comes to town, everything gets twisted. So just like to give it some fun. And then obviously we have as well higher prices. So the first rank, for example, won 8,000 fire mainnet tokens and free monthly water raffle tickets. So yes, if you're curious how you can participate in the game as well, like apart from the game, these are your chances. And the Discord is actually the main spot where you can learn what's actually going on, what's happening, what we are up to, and obviously like talk to fellow players and as well to the team. So always happy to see you there.
Was this what the emoji challenges were about? I saw like elf delivery or request or something, and then people like trying to spam the right emojis. Like it looked like a lot of
nice. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so it's always fun. I think a few months ago, we had as well a special where we encouraged people to actually, if I think it was for Halloween, to show up in the water chat or Discord Dino VC and actually have a costume on, and then you could re-enter the game. So yeah, there are always like different challenges. It's always really fun, and yeah. Just join. We do normally the poker anyways every Sunday, and then sometimes with a little twist. Talking about tournaments, we as well had TechFest tournament. I really like to repeat this because this is an initiative from our community member Wizard Tag, he built a very, very cool game, and we love to play it with the community. You can win tech tokens, but as well mainnet fire tokens. So it's a collab. And if you have a project or a game or us up to something cool, just let us know. We love to support you guys, and obviously we love to learn more what you plan. Yeah, so it was a little short overview from my side, but yeah, I think the in-game event took a lot of players, and then obviously we had the holidays. But let me jump into Discord, or Leo, just feel free to let me know if there are any questions.
We had just one comment from Bronze Emerald. Glad for this AMA. Been away for several months, so excited to find out what is going on and get caught up. Yeah, welcome back. It's always super cool to see people, and it's completely understandable. Like sometimes gotta take a break, especially from gaming and so on. But it's so cool, like you found your way back to us, and that you find value in these kind of game updates, because that's, I think, exactly what they're for. So even like, I don't know, if you have to take a break, you kind of jump right back in and don't feel like you've missed a ton. So yeah, thanks for that feedback. And I'm not sure I noticed I found anything else on Discord, but I'm gonna also check.
Yeah, I think Anna Great to see you, Bronze. Yeah, sorry, like I need to display it. Yes, obviously always great to see the OGs being back in town. So welcome back. Cool. Yeah, I think that's it. But guys, feel free to always raise your questions. You know the feedback box. We love to hear from you. So yeah, hope to see you soon, either in the chats or for the next AMA, and obviously at least in the game. So from my side, I would say already, thank you so much for joining, and see you next time.
Thanks for being part of Angry Dynamites Lab also in 2025. Again, I think it's going to be a super exciting year with things like the Voyage to the Stars that we just teased. So yeah, stay tuned, and thanks for joining us today for the AMA.
Let's fucking roll.
Roll. Thanks to you.
Bye-bye.
See you. Bye-bye. Until next time.